Welcome to Geography Nerd. It's our pleasure to take you on a tour around the world to explore more about international geography. For this very first episode, our destination is in Oceania. A quick question before we continue. List all of the countries you know in Oceania. John Jay, what do you know?
Britain.
Britain is not in Oceania. What are you talking about? I need to do some
Australia.
geography lesson. Okay. What?
Australia.
Australia, okay. What about you, Bob?
I'll say New Zealand.
New Zealand? Anything else?
Is China in
China's in
Oceania?
Asia. My
Oh,
God.
okay. I'm sorry. I don't know much about Oceania.
Anyway, you know what? It was mind-blowing for me to figure out there's so many countries in this continent. Unfortunately, though, they've been unknown to a lot of people despite their rich cultural background. So today we'll dive into NIUE.
New what? Hang on, can you spell out for me?
It's NIUE. Well, to be honest, I'm not surprised if you don't know or might have never heard of this country before, but I'm sure that most of you or the audience will find the urge to book a flight to NIUE right after this episode. So first, let's see exactly where this NIUE country is. NIUE is situated in southwestern Pacific Ocean. Actually, there's an easy way to get the hang of where NIUE is. You know where New Zealand is?
Yeah.
So, NIUE is located northeast of New Zealand.
Okay. I think I get it.
And in terms of geographical size, NIUE has an area of 260 square kilometers, which is twice the size of the city of Vancouver in Canada, where we are right now. Vancouver City, okay? Not Metro Vancouver. And the island is 100 feet above the sea level. Here in Vancouver, we're at sea level. Imagine having a 10-story building and then you have an island on top of it. That's how elevated NIUE is. Also, that's what makes NIUE the world's largest upraised coral island as well. And over that area of land, NIUE accommodates approximately, actually, guess how many? How many do you think?
I'd say 1,000 or 800 people.
800, okay.
10K?
10,000? Okay. Well, it's actually 1,600 people.
Whoa.
A real quick fun fact for everyone, that's not even equal to the student count in our high school.
Bruh, I didn't see that coming at all.
Then does NIUE even have a capital city?
Guess what? Yes, NIUE does have a capital city called Alofi. It's more like a village, being the center for government buildings and schools.
So what does NIUE look like? I suppose it's not going to be filled with like buildings and traffic like a typical modern country, right?
Yep, you got it. NIUE is a perfect destination for those who have long for a sense of serenity. This is where you could relax and kind of immerse yourself in the natural beauty of Mother Earth. NIUE actually used to be a volcano in the past, you know? But ever since the Ice Age, it has slowly died down and has been inactive as a result. And over more than 10,000 years, all the minerals and elements in NIUE have undergone a lot of natural formation, I would say. And this is why limestone caves and colorful coral reefs are signature of NIUE.
I searched up for images of NIUE, and do you know what I'm most impressed with? The water looks like so clear that you could see the bottom ground underneath the water surface.
You know why? There are actually three factors that help create and maintain the crystal clear water. Number one is that it doesn't have any river or streams coming from within the island out to the ocean. Essentially, that means the dirt in the island will not be discharged to the water surrounding the island. And number two is that the abundant coral reef filters and cleanse the water of NIUE. And lastly, being one of the least visited countries, NIUE has its water not as polluted as other parts of the world.
You know what? I'm kind of intrigued by this NIUE country already. Tell me more about what I can do in NIUE.
Well, for sure. To me, NIUE is a hidden pearl of tourism. There's so many things you can do underwater and on land to enjoy your time in NIUE. I personally could not be more eager to try snorkeling and scuba diving. Imagine being able to observe up close and touch the coral reefs. How cool is that, right?
I haven't tried scuba diving, but it's on my bucket list for sure now after hearing about it from my research on NIUE. It seems fascinating to dive underwater and see the fishes and the coral reefs up close. Honestly, I would be a bit scared to do that, but I would do it for the experience. I heard that the suits are very tight though, so that would be a little bit uncomfortable.
Really, from my experience, not too bad.
For me, I'm the same as John. I didn't want to do scuba diving, but after researching what NIUE has, I kind of want to go there and try scuba diving.
Definitely. Me, I've done scuba diving with fish and coral reefs before. I remember when I was younger, my parents would usually take me to the aquarium once in a while, and every time I look at the fish through the glass, I was always dreaming of being able to swim with the fish one day. Then finally, during the summer of like a couple of years ago, I got the chance to dive in Vietnam with a licensed operator, and I could feel how hard and rocky the coral reefs were, and swimming beside fish makes me feel like center of the world. The fish were curious when I got near them, so they just gather around and kind of stare at you, you know? But yeah, scuba diving in NIUE is definitely what I want to try in the future. Other than coral reefs, you can also observe the magnificent and colorful formation of stalactite and stalagmites inside numerous subterranean or underland limestone caves.
Wait, what is stalactite?
Oh, when you visit some ancient caves, you would see these pointy icicles dropping down from the ceiling, right?
Oh, yeah.
That is stalactite. They formed by precipitation of minerals from water dripping through the cave ceiling.
Oh, cool. I saw it when I was around 5 years old when I was still living in China on a family trip to a cave. These things are crazy. It looks like the things you see in a movie when the main character is falling down a hole and these are the spiky things at the bottom. It's also extremely huge. Maybe that was because when I was small, but it's actually huge. It also looks like the spikes in Minecraft, which is the first thing I thought of when I searched it up.
Facts. Anyways, back to our topic earlier. In NIUE, people will need to visit the two internationally accredited dive operators for diving, Magical NIUE Sea Adventures and NIUE Blue. If you already had a particular diving site in mind, they would lead you there. Otherwise, you would go to one that is suitable for your diving experience based on their recommendations. One of the signature locations is called the Snake Gully, a 20-meter deep gully filled with sea snakes. Don't worry, they're not gonna bite you. And in addition, you would also encounter painted crayfish, long-nosed butterfish, surgeonfish, eels, and even reef sharks. Sounds exciting, eh?
Wait, why have I never heard of this place before? It really sounds like heaven to me.
I swear, the next thing I'm about to mention will drive you nuts.
Oh, alright, we're all ears.
Okay, so in NIUE, you could swim with not just dolphins, but also whales.
What? Whales? Okay, I can understand the swimming with dolphins because some aquariums around the world now offer that too, but with whales? Bruh, I have never heard of that.
Is that even possible? I know dolphins are not that big, so people can capture and contain them, but whales are just too gigantic for that.
Okay, chill out. I'm gonna walk you through this amazing unique activity in NIUE. For swimming with dolphins, spinner dolphins as they are called, so the dolphins are permanent residents of NIUE water, so the tour is offered year-round. They can grow up to 7 feet, and they are known for their acrobatic displays. In one leap, they can jump out of the water as high as 10 feet while doing multiple spins. Since dolphins tend to swim alongside boats, tourists would hold on to handles of tow ropes alongside the inflatable motorboat to see these marine animals in action,
Now, that sounds worth trying for me.
Yep, and for the moment you have been waiting for, swimming with whales. Some background information to begin with. Humpback whales usually migrate to NIUE's warm water from July to September to mingle with each other and to raise their young. Tours can be arranged with professional licensed operators to swim with these giant creatures. Some basic requirements are that you must be over 10 years old and you must be able to swim comfortably in open water. Tourists should expect to spend at least 4 hours on this kind of tour. The average cost per person for a half-day trip is 225 New Zealand dollars. But having said that, whale swimming really depends on Mother Nature. Whether the whales are within range or not, and whether the weather conditions are ideal. Because like you said before, whales are too gigantic for people to contain and capture them, you know? But however, some operators offer partial refunds if no whales were seen. And even if you did end up not spotting any of them at all, you would still be able to enjoy the spectacular coastal view.
Whales are too gigantic for me. I'm scared to go riding with whales or even touch it.
I mean, it's gonna be worth trying, and I think it's safe to do that. Otherwise, it would be illegal to do swimming with whales in Niue.
But it would definitely be an exciting and fun experience for me if I do it.
Okay, well, is there anything cool for visitors to do on land?
I was about to point that out too. So there's equally as much to explore on land as underwater, like what we have discussed. Scattered around the entire island are well-maintained tracks with a range of breathtaking walks. There's a surprise at the end of every track, whether it's rainforest, jagged coral pinnacles, steep descents, or spectacular caves. You will come across scenes that are maybe only featured in a movie set, you know? You can either explore the natural beauty by yourself or as a group with arranged tours. One of the must-visit locations is the Togo Chasm. You will emerge at exposed cliff tops with a formed trail taking you between weathered pinnacles. After a hike through the tropical rainforest, you will then pick your way across the top of rugged stretches of volcanic rocks and finally down the cliff holding onto a fixed rope. You will have to climb down the rope ladder to reach the Togo Chasm. And at the bottom, there's a sandy canyon populated with coconut trees and scenic views overlooking the caves. A heads up for all of the hiking enthusiasts out there is that don't forget to wear sturdy hiking shoes with firm grip because the landscape is quite slippery and sharp. An alternative option if you're not into caves and chasms is to check out golfing. There's not only a 9-hole park-style golf course at NIUE Golf and Sports Club, but there's also an 18-hole one for mini golf at a location called Violama Cafe. Attention though, you can rent golf clubs for mini golf, but not for a regular one. The club doesn't have equipment for hire, so if playing golf is on your list of activities in Niue, you better prepare a golf set of your own from home. NIUE Golf and Sports Club also hosts a weekly tournament that's open to the public every Saturday at 1 p.m. And this is definitely a perfect opportunity for both local and foreign golfers to meet up and enjoy their hobby together.
Well, I would definitely try golfing in Niue.
Do you even know how to play golf at all?
Well, I didn't play golf in my younger years, but I would definitely try it and learn how to do it.
Yeah, personally I tried once, but it didn't go really well. Because golfing is different from other sports. It's you have to be very accurate. It's like archery. Instead of football and basketball or volleyball, as long as you're sporty, definitely requires a bit of accuracy as well. But if you're sporty, if you're athletic, then you'll be good in football, basketball, or volleyball.
It's definitely a hard sport, but if your accuracy is good and your focus is in there, maybe you'll get it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Actually, I really like golfing. I don't play golfing a lot, but I really like it when I do. My mom plays a lot of golfing, and it's actually really hard, like you said. And you would expect that it would be easier than something like soccer or basketball, where you have to, physically run almost for the whole game. But actually, that's false. Playing golf is actually really hard.
Yeah, anyway, like I told you before, Niue is a hidden pearl in the field of tourism. You would not regret any seconds of yours in this country at all. So now, we have discussed a bit about tourist attractions and popular activities to do, right? Let's get to know Niue at a more personal level.
There's a quote by Paulo Coelho, the author of the international bestseller The Alchemist, that I really want to share with you guys. Culture makes people understand each other better, and if they understand each other better in their soul, it is easier to overcome the economic and political barriers. But first, they have to understand that their neighbor is, in the end, just like them, with the same problems, the same questions. I bet you guys already know what we're going to discuss next, right? Exactly, culture. Niue's unique culture was actually the reason why we got to know the country in the first place. I remember reading an article about unique traditions around the world, then I came across this mind-blowing cultural practice of Niue. find out what it is, we'll share with you an interview where we ask pedestrians on the street.
If you could replace money currency with anything, what would it be?
I would replace it with candy
Why so?
because candy's good and I'd be rich with candy.
How would you determine the value of candies then?
The better candies would be worth more.
Pebbles,
Pebbles?
like little rocks.
Oh, rocks?
Yeah.
Okay. Why rocks?
Because when you get a lot, they are very helpful to build things like walls and houses. The little pebbles are like less value, but like the really big pebbles are like top tier value.
Okay.
Water.
Water? Why?
Yeah. Because then people could give water the value it deserves.
What if you run out of water?
Well, no, that's what you do. You trade things. Because money, we essentially trade it for everything, right? So if you want water, you have to trade things. And you work for water, right? It's all that stuff. I think like water isn't valued enough.
I can't think of anything I would replace it with. It seems to work pretty well. Money was created to like replace the bartering system because economies and societies got so complex that it just didn't make sense to like barter. So then they created this like standard currency that could, it just represents some kind of good or service, and it simplifies everything.
I think it would be funny to replace currency with like Lego figures, like like the little collectible Lego figures. And then each Lego figure, depending on how rare it is, like would have a different like monetary value.
I think I would replace it with smiles because we should spread more positivity, and I think if we took out money in the world, it would create a lot less stress and create more positivity in people's lives.
So everyone will be billionaire then.
Yeah, everyone, basically your smile equals money.
The more smiles you give, the more value.
If it sparkles, you don't have to smile as much because it's like worth more.
I think it would be replaced with equal favors or equal goods. So instead of paying someone to do something, you would in turn pay them with whatever they need at the moment. So if they need food, if they need gas to get somewhere, you would supply them with that to then help you with what you need.
Gold.
Gold? Why do you think so?
Because gold is never been worth zero, and it's something you can't just print off. That it has to actually be like harvested through the ground. You can't just be like, I'm going to print more money and then it's going to happen. So that's why one of the reasons why there's so much inflation right now.
Dolphin keychains.
Why is it?
Because I like dolphins.
Dolphins? Then how would you determine the value?
One dolphin keychain is $1.
Okay. What about material to make the keychain? Does it matter if it's a plastic keychain or iron keychain?
No, it has to be plastic.
Oh, it has to be plastic.
We're gonna reuse all of the plastic that's built up.
Recyclable material, right? Okay.
Yeah, recycled
plastics. That's a great
plastics.
strategy. Okay.
And you never dispose of them because you're constantly using them and exchanging them.
That's actually smart. Okay.
I know.
If you have listened to our story pitch, you will probably ring a bell immediately after you hear the question. But for those who are listening to us for the first time, the reason why we share this interview is because we want to see how far the imaginative mind of people can reach. In NIUE, people not only use New Zealand dollars, but also Pokemon money.
What?
Pikachu. Pikachu?
Did you just say Pokemon money?
Yep, you did not hear it wrong. Pokemon money.
No way. You're joking. You're joking, right?
No, you'll find out whether I'm spitting facts or not in the next episode. I think we've covered a lot today about NIUE.
Couldn't you just tell me right away?
Nope, I said next time. We don't want to overload the audience, man.
Fine. When's the next episode released then?
It's going to be released in 24 hours.
Gosh. Anyways, for the audience, I know your feelings. I'm having the same feeling as yours right now, but I am sure that this guy is not going to reveal anything more today. And unfortunately, he's the only guy who knows about this, so we gotta wait till next episode, guys.
That's right, you gotta save the best for last, So yeah, I want to give a big shout out to our listeners for having listened to the episode till this point. If you like the content we're doing, smash that like button. And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Geography Nerd Podcast. Once again, this is Geography Nerd Podcast. Thank you for listening. Till next time.